Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome back. Reading the scripts in Genesis chapter 8 through wherever he stopped. Shalom. Hit the table. Say you do my thing.
Maybe that's the table. I might have rubbed it. He put his name up there and do this stuff like that.
Who told you that was me? That's my future wife.
She ain't got nothing but sideburns, right?
That's her hair hanging out.
Her head flat at the top like that.
It's artistic design.
Yeah, it's autism. It's autism.
Stop talking about people.
What people?
I ain't judge your wife
What's wrong with my wife?
or your wives.
Ain't got no wives.
Read through the scripts, read through the scripts so you get edified. Read through the scripts, yeah, right there, man. Read through the scripts so you get edified. We be reading through the scripts, 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 reading through the scripts so you get edified. We just reading through the scripts. I hope. Yeah, man, I said reading through the scripts so you get edified. Yeah, reading through the scripts, like right there. Now I said read through the scripts, reading through the scripts, reading through the scripts, reading through the scripts. Come on, shalom, shalom, shalom. We're gonna read through these scripts real quick. First of all, I'm the host with the most, teaching Judea here, One Nation Israelite School. And the man of the hour is
Solomon the Benjamite.
Solomon the Benjamite, coming at you with something to help those who may be disabled, visually impaired, or just when they read it, they can't read it fluently, so it makes sense to them. But the Most High has pardoned his spirit upon this brother to do it for you. So open your Bibles, follow along. Again, today is the Sabbath. The class starts at 6 o'clock, so we may not cover as many chapters. We're going to give you something. So when we pick up during the week, we just that much closer to the end. Shalom.
I can't say last week. But this week, we stopped at Genesis chapter 7, and we're going to continue and pick up at Genesis chapter 8 and verse 1. Genesis chapter 8 and verse 1. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over. And God made a wind to pass over the earth and the waters as sage. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 7th day And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month. upon the mountains of Ararat,
Mhm.
and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month.
Now, real quick, I know I don't like to do breakdowns when you're reading this, but that word Ararat is the same as that word that's found in 2nd Ezra 13, where it says Osiris when you read it in the Hebrew.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's why I was telling you, Ararat is nothing, has nothing to do with America.
Oh, yeah, that was game over then.
That's actually in a place that we call what? Turkey.
So that's where the ark was at.
We love Turkey too.
All right, sorry, I'm Slakia. I just wanted to point that out, but I won't interrupt again.
And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. And the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark, which he had made. And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to go and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also, he sent forth a dove from, he sent forth a dove from him off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot. And she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came in unto him in the evening. And lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 600th and in the first year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dry. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wives and thy sons wife with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth and his wives and Noah went forth and his sons and his wives, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth after their kinds upon the earth. After their kinds went forth out of the ark, and Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and took every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savior, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold, and heat and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herbs have I given you all things, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives I will require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. And you be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I behold, establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of covenant between me and the earth. After this, I won't stop. That's the rainbow. Not no faggotry being represented. So that's not what the rainbow represents. It was a covenant between us and the Most High God that he will not flood the earth again. But you know, we got them wicked fruity balloon booty boys walking around parading the dang rainbow. These hunchback of Notre Dame ass women. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I remember my covenant, which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward. And they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were born sons, and unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Maddah, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Garma. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Charish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizrah, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havel, and Sabbathah, and Ramah, and Sabbathah, and Sabbathah. And the sons of Ramah, Shabah, and Denan. And Cush begot Nimrod, he began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Canaan, and the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and buildeth Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Kalaha, and Reshin between Nivna and Kalaha. The same is a great city. And Mizrah begat Ludim, and Ananim, and Lehabim, and Naphtalhim, and Path-Reshim, and Kalkushim, out of who came Philistim, and Captorim. And Canaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Gishite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Shinite, and the Avidite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite, and afterward with the families of Canaanite spread abroad. And the board of Canaanite were the Shidon. And thou camest to Gerar, Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Adamah, and Zeboim, even unto Lashay. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, and their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Alam, and Ashur, and Aphrashat, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gethar, and Mash. And Aphrodite begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. Unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, and for his days were the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joketan. And Joketan begat Almodad, and Shelah, and Hazarah and Jirah, and Hadadaram, and Uzel, and Diklah, and Obal, and Abimel, and Sheba, and Ophrah, and Haviel, and Jobadad. All these were the sons of Joktan, and these dwelling was from Misha, as thou goest unto Sepharah, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, and their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations and their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass at the journey, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city of the tower, which the children of men built. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Aphrodite 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Aphrodite 500 years and begot sons and daughters. And Aphrodite lived 35 years and begot Shelah And Aphrodite lived after he begot Salah 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begot Peleg. And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years and begot sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begot Ru. And Peleg lived after he begot Ru 209 years and begot sons and daughters. And Ru lived 230 years and begot Shirug. And Ru lived after he begot Shirug 207 years and begot sons and daughters. And Shirug lived 30 years and begot Nohor. And Shirug lived after he begot Nohor 200 years and begot sons and daughters. And Nohor lived 920 years and begot Terah. And Nohor lived and he begot Terah 119 years and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Nohor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nohor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his native. And Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nohor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarah, and the name of Noah's wife, Michal, the daughter of Haran, the father of Michal, and the father of Ishchar. But Sarah was barren. She had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, and son's Abram's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan, and they came into Haran and dwelt there. The days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. And that was chapter 11. And next, we will pick up on chapter 12 sometime this week.
That right or something else.
And this is what we call reading in the script. Reading with the scripts. Brought to you by One Nation Israelite School. And we were bringing this to you as much as we can so we can read the history for you guys so you'll be caught up on history.
So once again, I'm your host with the most, Teacher Judea here at One Nation Israelite School. And man of the hour was
Solomon the Benjamite.
Hope y'all followed along. Got some of that history. You just got a load of lineage, baby. You know what I'm saying? We come from Shem. You just got some of the lineage. We breaking Genesis to you like it ain't never been brought to you before. If you can't read, you ain't got to read no more. Just pull your Bible out and follow along. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Reading through the scripts, right? Reading through the scripts, right?